on company. All right, so I'm gonna go into follow up from last week's stuff about the goal setting and what's happening with your business, right? How's business? So it's a new month, started yesterday. Can you guys see? Okay, March Madness. Okay, some other companies. You guys feel free if you would like to share your goals. I'm using Jason. Jason wanted to share his goal and what he has a plan of attack for March. So his goal, instead of an AP goal, his goal is an application goal, right? I'm going to go in and expand on what an AP goal and how it looks like, what to do and plan ahead. And you got to just be really intentional from the start with your business. Okay, so if you don't just throw the number out there and just magically think it's going to happen, you got to make it happen. So this is a process of reverse engineering your success. So first off, you got 31 days in March. You want to look at the days of the month in the calendar and plan ahead. You want to plan ahead on your days off first. Okay, so look at a full print picture, look at a 30-day calendar, mark off the days you can't work. You got something going on, you plan to not work, you got family things, take it off. You're in control. You're 1099. It's your business, right? Now, from then on, mark the days you plan to work, okay? And then that's where you create the accountability on yourself that is your working day. So this is the biggest issue when people come in, they got the W-2 mindset instead of a 1099 mindset. You're being told what to do. You plan around being told what to do. Well, who's the boss? You are. So you got to tell yourself what to do. So same thing on planning the days you want to work. Do you work the weekends? Well, ask your boss. You directly decide and answer and choose if you will or you won't work that weekend. Okay. Nobody's going to be mad at you. If you're hitting your goals and you decide, I want to spend time with my family on the weekends, have at it. Let's go focus on working the weekdays and making it count, right? So instead of saying, I said, a brand new agent, it depends on my clients. Depends if that I got an appointment. Dude, you're sacrificing yourself. You're putting yourself under them and their schedule. Make it your schedule, right? I got a client I just had a conversation with. She was saying, hey, can you see me on Thursday? I tell her, no, I'm in the office on Thursdays. What about Friday? What about the weekend? I work weekends, but I can't see you on Thursday because I'm in the office. If you tell them that way, it's just like any other appointment setting, any doctor, any like tire shop you go to, it's a two-way street. This is their schedule, this is your schedule. It's not like this is their schedule and you work towards their schedule. So I know we're chasing money, but we don't want to sacrifice our time and then be beat up when you make some consolations and you make compromises for yourself for the client, and then the client disregarded you anyways. You got no-showed. You called them on a time that was inconvenient for you, and they still don't pick up. Now you're mad. You wouldn't be mad if you put them in the schedule you're working and it didn't happen. Well, it's part of the schedule. Things happened. So once you start having that control and you control your appointment setting and your phones, it trickles down into working and controlling your schedule. So once you subtract your working days off, now subtract, if you're going to be in the field, subtract some phone days off. Okay. We're in a beautiful position now where we can still make sales during our phone day. We can still make live dials and make appointments. So if you're doing telesales, just count all those days, right? So let's say out of the 31 days, I'm just going to use, you're going to take one day off. You plan to go ham on March Madness. You're going to have 30 days. So now you want to take your AP goal or take your appointment goal and divide it by your working days. So for example, if I want to do 20,000, I got 30 days. That means if I take 20,000 divided by the 30 days I'm working, I need to make 666 AP per day. I basically need to make one sale a day. So if I divide that into weeks, 20,000 divided by 4 weeks, I need to make $5,000 of AP per week. So how do we do that? Okay, so now you got the big macro. How do we concise this? What is the main things? The main thing is in your appointments. Okay, it's all in the amount of appointments that you have and the amount of dials that you're going to make, because the conversations convert you to money. You can't sell anything if you don't have a client on the other side. So we got to personalize this now, and this is how we reverse engineer it to your closing ratio and to your show ratios. So what's your closing ratio? Okay, what would you say your closing ratio, Jason, right now? from the people that you're actually getting to talk to and having life insurance conversations?
Probably 30-ish%, 30,
30-ish?
35.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if you're at 33, you're
Yes.
1 out of 3.
Right. And that's with conversations. That's not counting
Your real
no pickups.
sits, right?
Yeah.
Real
The legit
sits.
talks. Yeah, legit talks.
Yeah. So do you consider if somebody says, hey, Jason, this is John calling you about the life insurance, and they say, I'm not interested. Was that a sit? Don't count those. So to do a minimum of 1 sale a day, if your closing ratio is 33%, then you need to have 3 real sits or 3 presentations. Now, if you're talking about your presentations, then what's your show ratio? Okay. If you book and out of 2 people you get to talk to about life insurance, 1 out of 2, then you need to double that, right? So to do 3 sits, you need to have 6 appointments. So now that's going to be your focus. How many appointments will convert you to money? So if your goal is $20,000, which is to make 1 sale a day, but to get 1 sale, you need 3 sits. To get 3 sits, you need 6 appointments. That's 6 appointments in those 30 days. And that equals out to 180 appointments. Okay. Now, this is plain average numbers. This is assuming that your 1 sale a day is $666, right? What if you have 1 sale and we have big sales? We have like 2K sales, then we have $300 sales, right? But on average, you're going to average out about 1,000. So if you set these bar at the low level, you're guaranteed to hit your goals, but you're guaranteed to probably go higher than that. And then once you're at that capacity, now it's just a small tweak of little things. Do I need to go on this type of lead? With enough appointments, you get to figure out, okay, this type of appointment from this type of lead vendor yielded me this type of numbers. This appointment from that lead vendor, not so good. Maybe I got to up this and then go down on this. So now you get to experiment into your business. But when you look at it, to get to 180 appointments to make the 20,000, you're looking at $100, $111 per appointment. So you might be considering, dang, that's a lot of appointments. What you should be thinking is the opposite. For every appointment I make, that's $100+ that I have that I'm already guaranteed to make. So let me just keep focusing on more appointments. So this is how you trick your mindset instead of saying, dang, I got to slave away. I got to dial all day. No, you're making money as you go. You're making more money as you put in the time in the business in. So this is for the AP goal. We're gonna use Jason's goal. Okay, so Jason, talk a little bit about how your plan of attack is, and then we'll kind of like tailor it to you, and we'll do a little bit of adding to it.
Yeah, so I think a lot of you know, but I've adjusted lately, so I'm primarily all phone sales now.
Okay.
And so in January, I had about 10 applications, 10 or 11.
Okay.
With in-home and on the phone, and then this past month coming out at 16 in February. So that's why I'm upping it. So I'm doing this knowing like some people are going to cancel before it's submitted or cancel before it's issued and chargebacks and whatnot. And so my plan of attack is I'm doing the PFA leads. So I get 5 of those. I get 25. Don't bite that cord. I get 25 a week in those. And then I'm also doing the aged lead store. So with those, I'm getting anywhere from 250 to 400 a week in those. And those are cheap. Those are cheap and sweet. So my goal, and I do coach soccer on Saturdays. So, but I'll work a few hours on Saturdays, but 5 days a week, my butt's in that chair anywhere from 8 to about 4:30, 5 o'clock.
So, and then that's great. That's good to hear because you're committed to, okay, you got soccer going on, and then do you choose to work Sundays or family time?
No, church day. Yeah.
Church day, family time. So you got 5 days, right? So 5 days. So you got 4 weeks. So you have 20 days to get to 24 apps.
Yep.
Right. So you need 2 apps on certain days, like in 4 days.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And seeing it's so possible though. It really is like trying to average about 1 a day and then every now and then get 2. But some days you'll get skunked. That's all right. But you just got to make it up. And kind of like what you were saying of controlling your schedule, that's something I've been doing a lot better now. And I've actually found people, I think they actually kind of like it. So like if I say, hey, I can't help you Thursday evening because I got soccer practice, or like I can't help you from this time because I got to pick my daughter up from school, they're actually more receptive to that, and then they're like, oh, this is the real dude. you know,
Yeah.
or a real
He's not
dad,
just
you know.
pacing it anytime at any given point.
Exactly. You know, so it controls it. And then because beforehand I was just catering more towards their schedule than mine. And then kind of like what you said, like you get ticked when you go out of your way and then they no show you, you
Right.
know, and so it takes the emotion out of it too if you control your schedule, which is something that I'm working on.
Yeah. And then if it's on your schedule, they no show you. Guess what? You're on schedule.
Yeah, who
You're
cares?
still working.
Right, who cares? Yeah, then I'll just talk to you or Misha or somebody on the live house, you know,
Yeah.
who cares?
It
Easy.
happened in your parameters.
Right.
But
Right.
now if you let's say imagine like you had an important game on that soccer day, but you thought it was a big sale and you canceled that soccer day. That's a big
Right.
frustration.
Right. Yeah, and you definitely don't want to bank on anything, right? So like last week there was a guy telling me he's going to get this huge policy, and now he's kind of ghosting me. So it's like, don't put your eggs in that basket because you don't know. You don't know. Just keep working.
Yeah.
But yeah, but with my goal specifically, it's 24. That's by far the most applications in a month for me. But
Right.
it's doable. You just got to work. You just got to work, and that's a lot of the AP I've been writing has been smaller, which is fine. So that's not, it might not be a 20,000 a month, but hey, that's why I'm going AP or not AP. I'm going application goal.
And then current apps already from yesterday and today, you already have 5,
I'm
right?
at four.
Yeah, 3 yesterday and 1 today.
Yeah.
Okay. So now so this, now that you look at it on your weekly schedule, it's better to have it written and then you can subtract things. So now you're at 20 apps needed.
Right. Yeah.
And then you look at the days, you got 29 days to do 20 apps,
Let's go.
right? And then so you still got Monday to Friday, 5, 10, 15. You still have 22 days. 22 days, right? You don't have any days off on the weekdays?
No.
Okay, so 22 days to write 20 apps. Okay. And then you said your schedule is 8 hours from what, 8 a.m.
Yeah, 8 to 4:30 or 5
to 4:30. Let's just put 5 p.m. So
Yeah.
what's that? 8-hour days? No, 9-hour
Yeah.
days?
Ish. Yeah.
Lunch break. Okay, so 8-hour days.
And then
And you do pick up your kids too and stuff.
yeah, but then there's 3 nights a week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday nights. I'll work from 6 to 8 p.m. too.
So you so you have a little hedge right there. Your hedge is 6 hours extra, right?
Yeah, each week. Yeah.
In 3 days a week
Yeah.
for late night calls. And I'm pretty sure those 6 hours, that's 6 times 4, that's 24 hours extra. That's the whole entire day right there.
Yeah.
To make
Yeah.
yourself
Like I was
happy.
telling my wife, even if I make 1 or 2 policies right there, I'll do that any day.
Yeah, right. So how easy is this? We have 8-hour days. If you're putting in the work in 8 hours, you can't talk to 6 people. That's impossible if you're doing one call close, right? So last part I just want to add then is the rule of additional sales that you can have by just increasing 25% of little things. And then it led to the first part you're doing. You add additional dialing time. Back in our company, we used to dial in the afternoons, and then we'd be in the field from 9 a.m. and on. If you're in the field, you can add 25% additional dialing time when you get no-showed, or you wake up a little bit earlier on the way to work on the first appointment. You had a couple of dials, a couple of extra appointments that you can add on that. And you've been working on this. The next part is to adding some referral sales. Once you get those sales, try to convert one, even if you do 1 out of 3 sales that you've been doing out of the 24 apps that you're going to do. If you can turn the first 5, you already have 4 apps. If you can get 1 additional application out of the first 4 apps that you're doing, that eliminates that. Turn one sale, 1 out of 4 sales, 1 out of 3 sales to another converted referral sale. You're making money. And then last 2, add that you've been hearing for a while now, start adding POS sales, your policy owner service. You do a policy review, you add on, even if you get like the parents or the grandparents and then get them to buy a policy on their kid, Mutual of Omaha app. These are all wins, small, big. If you can get a $10 sale, $20 sale, you're counting apps anyways. Let's go. And lastly, if you're still in the field, I know you go in the field here and there when needed. Put a little door knock time on the clients that are good, clients that policy services that lapsed, you got to rewrite. You can come back around. These are clients that are already primed. You got clients that halfway in the application just didn't finish something. You stop by. I had to do that one time. The client couldn't find the email. couldn't finish my prosperity app. Well, shoot, you're 20 minutes, 30 minutes down the road. Let me go finish this. It's a $1,500 sale. It's worth it. Right. So adding these things, but planning, let's just go back. We're reverse engineering our game plan. What is the goal? We don't just want to throw numbers on the board, on the wall, and then, you know, see if it'll happen. We got to plan for it. We got to be intentional. Anybody else want to say anything before you wrap up? I'm going to make it quick. Anything you guys want to throw for your numbers and we can help out with? We're good? Yeah. So just look into your goals, make it attainable. Okay. First, before you even set the goal, have you hit below that? And if you haven't, you know, in your situation, you're doing good because you've done 10, you've done 16, you've jumped 6. What's another 24? You jump 8, right? And then the biggest thing is you're the one that created the goal. You're the one that has the confidence that you can achieve it. So don't throw our goal down to somebody else's. Like, I don't want to just throw out and vomit, do 50K without a game plan.
Right.
If you're not going to believe it, you're not going to set for it.
Right. No, the 24 did come from Kobe. Also.
Okay.
Come on now.
Let's go.
Come on now. Do it for Kobe.
Do it for Kobe. And then reward yourself. Actually, you set the goal. Give yourself a little bit of a reward. What is a new reward for you? What would you do? What would you do with your family? What would you do with the money? What would you do for yourself? What would you buy? Just to throw a little bit of incentive for you, and then a little bit of I wouldn't say a consequence, but something you'd sacrifice if you don't hit it. Did he leave? There you go. Never mind that. Forget you. But that's Lef's art. Well, we'll tell someone else on it, or anybody else that want to plan a goal. If I did this, I'm gonna do this. Okay, anything. I celebrate for ice cream. I'm gonna buy myself a new shoe. I'm gonna buy myself a new watch. Okay, I'll take the kids out to go somewhere. I go to Disneyland. But if I don't do this, I'm gonna give up this. Okay, I'm not gonna get to buy this. Okay, so it's these mental games that you got to play to keep yourself engaged. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be a lot of mental, but creating and planning and thinking and creating the incentive for yourself is what's going to take you there. So any last words before you wrap up? We're good. So remember, these are all on the Google Drive. So look into it, review it, and then share it for anybody else that wasn't on. I'll see you guys at the 2 o'clock call. Peace.